नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद. Now we are at Surah Fath. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina liyaghfira laka Allahu ma taqaddama min dhanbika wa ma ta'akhkhar wa yutimma ni'matahu alayka wa yahdiyaka siratan mustaqima وَيَنْصُرُكَ اللَّهُ نَصْرًا عَزِيزًا هُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ السَّكِينَةَ فِي قُلُوبِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ لِيَزْدَادُوا إِيمَانًا مَعَ إِيمَانِهِمْ وَلِلَّهِ جُنُودُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا صدق الله العظيم. The second Madani surah of this group is Surah Fath. The first was Surah Muḥammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or Surah Al-Qital. Now the timings of their revelation are very important. Surah Al-Qital or Surah Muḥammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was revealed when the armed conflict phase was going to start. It was the beginning of the Qital fi sabilillah. And the Surah Fath was revealed in the 6th year after Hijrah, when we may say that a 4 years war had come to some end, meaning thereby that the Kufr had understood that now they are no match for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Therefore they had to, and they were forced to, make a treaty with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared as a clear victory, Sulh Hudaybiyah. Now the historical background is that Ghazwatul Ahzab, it took place in the 5th year after Hijrah. And after that battle of Ahzab, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said to the Muslims that this was the last time that the Quraysh could dare to come and attack us. Now they will not be able to take this initiative. Now the initiative will be from our side. لَن يَغْزُوكُمْ قُرَيْشْ بَعْدَ عَامِكُمْ هَذَا وَلَكِنَّكُمْ تَغْزُونَهُمْ. Quraysh are not going to invade you, attack you after this year of yours. Now we shall take the initiative. So after that, he saw a dream, a vision. And the dream and vision of a prophet is also wahi, but wahi khafi. That is, not loud wahi, not jali wahi, but silent wahi, inspiration. To wahi a jali we call revelation, because it is verbal. The whole message comes with the wordings given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. But inspiration is the English word for wahi khafi. Some idea comes to the mind or heart of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he expresses it with his own words. The words are not divine. The words are from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is called wahi khafi. We may call them the silent wahi. So he saw a dream that he and the Muslims, they were performing Umrah. So he declared, as I told you, wahi of a prophet is also this khab, this vision and dream of a prophet is also wahi. So much so that Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was ready to sacrifice his son, the only son. Till that time he was the only son. Ishaq came later, alayhi salatu wasalam, only on the basis of the vision. So now the Prophet sent a call to all people that I am going to Umrah, perform Umrah. Now whosoever can come should go with me. About 1,400 people accompanied him. According to certain traditions, the number was 1,800, somewhere between 14 and 1,800. When they reached there and the news came to the Quraysh of Makkah, they were very furious. we are never going to let Muhammad and his companions make Umrah here. So the position came very tense. And there was some negotiation going on. Hazrat Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was sent, but he was detained there due to some reasons. And then the rumor spread that he was killed, radiallahu anhu. On that, the Prophet took the bay'ah from the Muslims who were present there. This is called Bay'atul Rizwan, because it is mentioned in the surah, Radiyallahu anil mu'mineen, is yubayi'unaka tahta ash-shajara. So Bay'atul Rizwan. It is called also Bay'ah al-Maut. The bay'ah was that we shall not go back from here, though every one of us is killed here. Bay'ah al-Maut. But when these news reached Makkah, now they were perturbed. The resolution, determination on the part of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the mu'mineen, the believers. So then some negotiations started, and a treaty was concluded, which is called the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. It was in a way degrading to the Muslims, because the first condition was that this year you have to go back without performing Umrah. But the next year you can come. We shall vacate, the Quraysh of Makkah said, we shall vacate Makkah for 3 days for you. We shall go to the mountains. You perform the rites of Umrah at peace. But this year you have to go back. And then it was a treaty for 10 years that there should be peace between us, no fight, no battle. And whosoever of the tribes of that area wanted, they could become party to the Quraysh. Whosoever wanted, they could become the partners of Muḥammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in this way, another thing which was degrading for Muslims was that if a Muslim escapes, for example, a Muslim in Makkah, he has come to believe, and his parents, they have tied him in chains. Somehow he breaks the chains and he comes to Medina, but Muslims will have to send him back. But if someone comes from Medina to Makkah, we will not be forced or obliged to send him back. So two things were there which were unequal. So the Muslims as a whole, they were not happy at this treaty. Why are we making this treaty as the weaker party? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us strength. We can fight with them. Why should we bow down? But the Prophet said, I am doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded me to do. When this treaty was concluded, then these ayat were revealed. And the immediate result of this treaty was that when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was fully secure from the southern side, from Meccan side, then he invaded Khaybar, which was to the north of Medina, conquered Khaybar. And it brought a lot of, booty and wealth to the Muslims, so that the Muslims became well-to-do, all of them. So this was the first result, that is the conquest of Khaybar. The second result was that when there was peace, the missionary dawah activity, it increased and intensified. The Prophet intensified his dawah and missionary activity. And secondly, because, the tribes of the Arabia, they saw that Quraysh had to make a treaty with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What does it mean? It means they have recognized Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you conclude a treaty with some party, you recognize him. So it means that now they feel that Muhammad is a power to reckon with. So now there was a wave, people accepting Islam. So this was the second fruit of this treaty. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. We have granted you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a very clear and manifest victory. لِيَغْفِرَ لَكَ اللَّهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should compensate for you any of your shortcomings, whether previous or later. I am translating zamb. It's not sin. This word we can't use for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Shortcomings. وَيُتِمَّ نِعْمَتَهُ عَلَيْكَ, and he, so that he now completes and perfects his blessing over you. وَيَهْدِيَكَ صِرَاطًا مُسْتَقِيمًا, and guides you to the straight way. And I understand with this that now guides your struggle to establish the deen of Allah in a very straight line. Now the road is open. وَيَنْصُرَكَ اللَّهُ نَصْرًا عَزِيزًا, and so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you with a mighty help.